Looks like I'm living rent-free in your heads again, huh? I mean, if you're gonna spend your days obsessing over me, you might as well start calling me something respectable. Maybe Daddy Shizzy, or better yet, Papa Nut. Who's the grown-up here? Alright, it's me. Let's go. Call me Daddy, yeah, that's who I am. Running your mind's like a master plan. Papa Nut, Shizzy Daddy, take your pick. I'm rolling in your thoughts while you still act sick. Call me Daddy, it's what you mean. Why you chase the crust and I take the lead? Living rent-free, that's my name. Go ahead, say it, put some respect on the name. Man, I'm too old, well here's a surprise. I'm the one with the brains while you're stuck with the lies. You act like you're experts, but here's the reality. I'm the one controlling your mental reality. So while you're out there trying to throw shade, I'm sipping coffee and you're feeling betrayed. You're mad, I got the spotlight, now it's my time. So why not call me Daddy or Papa with a rhyme? I'm the landlord and you're just the tenants, stuck in your headspace with no end to sight, no repentance. Call me Daddy, you know it's true. You'd be lost without me, stuck in the glue. Call me Daddy, I'm holding your mind while you're scrambling, trying to find what's behind. Papa Nut, Shizzy Daddy, don't you see? You're living in my world now, I'm a VIP. Call me Daddy, just let it be. While you're trying to figure out your own identity. Oh, I see you're confused, trying to get it right, spinning your wheels while I'm out of sight. You think you've got it figured, but you got it all wrong. I've been running your minds all along, but sure, keep pretending you don't care. Keep saying you're done, but I'm still in the air. You got no choice but to bow to my name. Daddy Shizzy is here to own the game. You say you don't watch, but you're obsessed. Every word I say puts you to the test. Call me Daddy, Papa Nut, you know you should, because I've been living rent-free, and you know it feels good. Shizzy Daddy, all in your headspace, and there's no escape. Good luck with that.
Oh man, how are you guys doing this evening? Crazy, crazy, crazy stuff today. Oh, what did we say? What did we say? This was going to happen. This was going to happen. Bruce was going to find some reason not to show up in Pensacola. Well, and here's the thing. Unless the judge agrees to it, the judge will look at this and go, hey, is this an emergency? If the judge doesn't think it's an emergency, he's gonna tell him, well, you better be here or you will end up in jail. Yeah, failing to show up is going to be harsh punishment on him if he doesn't. That's all I can say. Yeah, no camera. Yeah, I've got no good camera today. No good camera. I'm at a remote location today, so no good camera. Such a crazy day. Yeah, Bruce being dumb again. Yes, and I did get your second filing there. Thank you very much for notating that. I'll probably bring that up towards the end of the stream. But yeah, it's interesting, but it doesn't really change a whole lot of what's going on in the second case. Of course, it's still early there. Yeah, very, very early. You hate talking stream. I like to see the person. Oh, I'm sorry. I just don't have camera. Like it's such a potato camera. That's why I don't have the camera. And I'm sorry. That's the way it goes. Sorry. Nothing I can do about it. Like the what you would see would be just basically a big blur because this camera is all jacked up. Yeah, Max Lab is absolutely amazing. Yeah, I agree. Oh my gosh. Yeah, crazy day today. So this is what the lovely judge decided to throw. Oh well, not the judge, but Brucey threw out there today, which was a motion to vacate consent to magistrate under 28 USC 636, based on extraordinary circumstances and including fear of arrest. Well, if Bubbles was any sort of attorney, he would know that there should be no fear of arrest unless he did something illegal, because that's the only thing that could get you arrested is doing something illegal. Did you do something illegal, Bruce? That would be the question. If he did something illegal, then he would have fear of arrest. I mean, is there a warrant out for his arrest? Not that I know of. Is there a bench warrant out for his arrest? No, not that anybody knows of. So what exactly does he say? Well, a lawsuit isn't to win a lawsuit. It's to make you spend all your money on a lawyer and bankrupt you. That's what this win is. I could care less if I win in court. If I win in court situation, my goal is to make sure you have no money. That is the goal of the lawsuit. Plaintiff Jeremy Hales. Well, when did he say that? And what was the context? Because he's taken a phrase out of context that had nothing to do with this case whatsoever. And he was referring to a different lawsuit entirely. He said, if you come after me, I am going to destroy you in a lawsuit. I will spend any amount of money that I need to take you down. If I have to sue you, this is what the final outcome will be. So don't put yourself in this situation where I have to sue you. And then he continues to carry on. The complaint fails to plausibly allege a violation of Florida RICO statute in counts 3 and 4, although plaintiff complaint recites the language found in the extortion statute. A party does not properly allege a cause of action, and blah, 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 blah. And so he says the magistrate has ignored the plaintiff's above quoted mission of abusing litigation to inflict financial burden, although it was read aloud in front of him. You understand that you putting this in there and crying the undersigned is originally intended to file a preliminary notice of intent to file a motion and seeking to stay, but Order 118's footnote threatens sanctions should counsel file anything prior to April 3rd that is not deemed an emergency by the magistrate. The undersigned therefore expedited preparing this motion. Really? Why would you have to prepare this motion? It's not an expedition. It's not that you have to expedite it. It's not that you have to. You decided to do this on your own. Crazy boy. Well, address the issue of whether extortion label was purposely misapplied, influenced the exercise of jurisdiction, nor the plaintiff apparent perjury in an affidavit. His apparent perjury? What apparent perjury? This is something that you would bring up in court. This is something that these things that he's complaining about have nothing to do with this. He is not in front of a jury. This isn't something that you bring up now. This is something you bring up in front of a jury. And the judge already said this is moving forward. This is going to go to a jury. This isn't just a one-off kind of, oh, yeah, we're going to do whatever the hell we're going to let you do whatever the hell you want to. No, the judge said you need to be here for sanctions hearings. Plain and simple. He is going after both Randy and Bruce. Now, whether he actually finds Randy for anything that Randy did or sees through Bruce's bullshit is, I guess that's what he wants to do. Yeah, this is crazy. This is crazy. Oh, so crazy. But the immediate reason for this motion is extraordinary circumstances. What extraordinary circumstances? The undersigned validly fears being arrested by the magistrate. Has the magistrate ever threatened him being arrested? The magistrate has threatened that he's told him to bring his checkbook. Magistrates told him to stop filing ridiculous shit. The magistrate said a lot of things. I don't think that ever once has a magistrate said that he would be arrested. I mean, can you find me anywhere that the magistrate threatened being arrested during an ordered show cause hearing on April 3rd? No. There's never been a spot where the judge has threatened us one time, 2 times, 3 times a lady. Yes, the magistrate threatened to have BBB arrested back in the makeup of Jeremy Depot. No, he didn't. I would like you to know when you're thinking that the magistrate threatened to have him arrested. Now, he threatened to sanction him, but he's never threatened to have him arrested. So if he's complaining about being the judge has threatened to arrest him, that's a falsity. Never once did he do that. And I've been following this case. The judge has not done that. Mug raid. Welcome, mug raiders. Welcome. Hey, Zach. Yes, during the last meeting in person. No, the only time that he's met with him in person was during the deposition. He's never threatened that he was going to have him arrested. I'm telling you right now, there is no spot that you can pull that up that the judge has threatened to have him arrested. Ever. Nope, not during the second deposition. Never threatened to have him arrested. I have looked at every single one of those. I've gone through that whole deposition. I haven't seen it there. Tug Raid, y'all. Welcome, Tug Raiders. Yeah, that was something that Jeremy said. No, that was something that Jeremy said. And you can only... Yeah, now see, you're looking at Jeremy's video. This is something that Jeremy said. Okay, you have to remember what Jeremy said does not mean that's what the judge said. Now, if the judge said that, then that would be between him and the judge. That apparently was not on the record. Then I'm only going by what's on the record. See, that's the thing. You can only take what is on the record that the judge says. Because right here, he's not providing any proof that the judge has ever said this. Right here, this is all BS. This is complete BS filing. Tug Raiders, welcome. Hey, Shizzy Whizzle. How's it going, Tanya? Good to see you. Or is that Taja? I think that's Taja. Tanja. Yeah, Tug Raider. Hi, Shizzy. Welcome, Raiders. Welcome. Yeah, it wasn't on the record. That's the thing. This is something that Jeremy said, that the judge said to him, that if he kept it up or something like that, that he could be arrested. But we don't have anywhere on the record that the judge has threatened this. Now, if the judge did, then Bruce would have to provide proof of it whenever he's filing this. Nowhere in this motion does he bring up any single thing about the judge saying this. This is coupled with a fear of threats from the plaintiff's followers to show up in Pensacola to see Deuce foreskin. Really? Like, who's going to show up? Seriously. All you mother tuggers, hit that like. Thank you, Zach. Appreciate you. Yeah, Jeremy must have crazy power. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, no was ever said on the record. And that's what I'm talking about is you have to, and this is something that, because he heard Jeremy say it, he's thinking it must be true. Don't believe him. He's using he's clipping parts out of it to make it sound like it. Ducey selectively edited the video from clips. Yeah, of course he does. I've seen the video. It's very selectively edited. I completely agree. Can't afford the gas to go to Pensacola. Yeah. Well, the flights are the same to Pensacola as they are to Gainesville. This is coupled with the fear of threats from plaintiffs' followers to show up in Pensacola to see Dude's foreskin, the anti-Semitic nickname ascribed to the underside by plaintiff on YouTube. No, that right there would be false. Okay, because what he's calling anti-Semitic is other people saying that they feel it's anti-Semitic, but they have no proof of that, other than they've got a couple of criminals to say, oh, well, this is anti-Semitic, definitely anti-Semitic. It's not. To be arrested, as plaintiff has been promoting ever since the magistrate's order was issued. Well, it's not true. Oh, cool. We got some of that New Zealand buckage. Thank you so much, very much. I'm listening to you and Mug at the same time. ADHD is sometimes a superpower. I hate missing either of you live. Oh, thank you, Angela. I appreciate you so much for the $10 super chat. And I'll get the stickers whenever I get back. I do have a special helmet. Where's Rogue Mama? I got an itchy trigger finger to time someone out. Funny. Don't you go timing out Rogue Mama on me. These coupled with fear of threats. Oh, so many threats. The fear of arrest stems from the magistrate having threatened the undersigned with arrest prior to plaintiff's live deposition on December 19th. Okay, so he's saying that prior to the plaintiff's live deposition that the judge threatened arrest. What exactly did the judge say? See, this is where he makes things up, and you don't know exactly what the judge said or where he put it in context. So he's telling the judge, "I'm afraid you're gonna arrest me." Well, and if I were the judge and I was to respond to this, it'd be like, if you don't get here, you will have a warrant out for your arrest. And the sanctions will be hard and heavy because that means you were guilty, son, of every single thing that you're being accused of. And not only that, but I'm also going to have you removed from this case entirely. And I will see you whenever you have to be here for your next court case. April 3rd, show just covering here's was ordered in response to a misleading and inflammatory motion for sanctions. Well, how is it a surprise that this was filed by the plaintiff's counsel? And it didn't, and he already proved they didn't need to have a Rule 71C certification. And the magistrate did not immediately issue an expedited response. He did issue a mandatory response, and he wanted it expedited, and the next day without any response, maybe because he read all the rest of your filings, Bruce. Maybe that's why. And he said, "I'm not having this in my court because you guys have been bickering back and forth through court filings. You've been all doing this little POLYFLOP thing, and I think we're just going to put an end to this really quick." And also, the emails that you sent to Shockett were enough that maybe the judge was like, yeah, these are not appropriate. These are not appropriate. And we're going to have a little talk with both counsel. We're going to get to the bottom of this. We're not going to have any more of this ridiculous filing crap that you've been doing. Ordered the undersigned to travel to Pensacola for an April 3rd hearing to show cause why his pro hoc vice admission should not be revoked. Yeah, that's pretty easy. That's pretty easy. There's no provision for a review of whether the motion for sanctions was contrived. Doesn't matter. You'll be able to take care of that. You don't need to worry about the provision for that. All you need to do is show up to not tomorrow, but April 3rd. April 3rd, you show up. That's it. That's it. You show up April 3rd, and you can plead your case in front of a judge. He's not going to clog up his docket. You've wasted enough of the court's time and money that he has said, "I'm going to waste some of your time, and I'm going to waste some of your money." Probably in a really glorious way. There was no provision for a review of whether the motion for sanctions was contrived, baseless, or short of justifying such a response. Prior to ordering a live hearing that imposes unjustified major burden and expense on the undersigned. Well, here's the thing, Bubbles. Had you thought about that before you started polyflopping all over the place? Before you started filing a bunch of frivolous shit? Before you started calling opposing counsel a scumbag? Before you started involving, let's see what you like to call journalists? Before you involved all of the anti-what the hell's crew? Before you started filing ridiculous garbage that makes no sense whatsoever? Not following the rule of law? All of that stuff. Before you started doing that, did you not think there was going to be an outcome to this? It doesn't matter. You can file You can file these motions. The motions crying and whining. The judge has had enough. He made it very clear. As part of the response, defense counsel should show cause as whether we know what the pleading says. You don't have to repeat it. Having created this status quo, the magistrate thereafter, in response to a motion to strike it, excused the lack of certification by ignoring his own cited precedent. No, no, he did not excuse the lack of certification by ignoring his own cited precedent. He is going to hammer you on this, Bubbles. Every single thing that I read down through here, and I'm going to go into it much, much, much deeper. Because all that he wrote, this, and I joke not, is 23 pages of him trying to lay out his case before the judge of why, and I'm curious here, because here is the initial question. Here is the initial question. This is what the judge is looking at. Motion to vacate consent to magistrate based on extraordinary circumstances, including fear of arrest. So what is he asking for? That's what you have to understand. He's asking for a motion to vacate consent to magistrate. He's not wanting consent what the magistrate does. Based on extraordinary circumstances, all through this, you have to pay attention. Are there any extraordinary circumstances? Have you seen any extraordinary circumstances of why he's crying about this? He's throwing out a bunch of accusations, suppositions, but he's got nothing there. That is the magistrate, Cynthia. Just so you know, the judge is the magistrate. It's okay. Bend over, Bubbles. Grab your ankles and hold on the rough end of a pineapple coming. Only in his extraordinary stupidity. Yeah. The magistrate has not ignored any of these things. The magistrate's been very clear on every single thing that the magistrate has done, every single bit of it. And of course, all that he's doing, he is going on a 23-page rambling. He is trying to make an entire case in front of the judge. Why do you think that is? Why do you think that somebody would try to plead all of this that has absolutely nothing to do with the case? So you have to remember, and I say this all the time, don't become part of the story. Talk about this story. Explain the story. Have a fun time with the story. Do not become part of the story. You do not want to become part of this story. This is not about you. Hey, how's it going? Welcome over from Doug and Megan. This is the problem that he has failed to understand. He has made himself part of the story. He has made himself part of the litigation. He didn't have to. The judge wasn't going to make him part of the litigation. The judge already said, yeah, I've got no reason to make you part of the litigation. You're going to stay working for Lynette. You are not a named defendant in this. I'm not adding more people. Matter of fact, I'm removing this RICO portion of it. Counts 3 and 4, I'm going to remove them. But we believe there was defamation there. Now it's up to you to prove it. Have you handed over discovery yet, Bubbles? No. Have you done that? No. Have you complied with the court? No. Have you answered any of the stuff that has been asked of? Have your Have any of your witnesses that have been called on responded? No. All that he's done is he's made himself part of the story. He has taken the story away from his client. Every single thing that you read throughout this, he's taken the story away from his client and made it personal. Now it's about him. That's what his problem is. He's made this story all about him. He does nothing, argue with the judge. That is because, think about this. I mean, think about this in this most serious way that you possibly can. What purpose would he have to make this story about him? Because he's not turned over discovery. He's been difficult getting any sort of discovery to Randy. He's been difficult supplying the witnesses for depositions. He's been difficult every step of the way. He's made the story about everybody except for his clients. He's become part of the story. His clients have been taken out of the equation. The story is now about him. He is the focus of attention now. Yes, he's a narcissist. Now you're getting it. He's done nothing for his clients. Exactly. Name one pleading in here that he's helped out his clients. Name one. What, he filed a response? Well, filed a cross claim and then immediately dropped two of them. Not but a day later, 2 days later, some crap like that. As soon as he was like, oh, I guess they become witnesses now. They're going to get deposed. I don't know if I want to have them deposed. Mm-hmm. Yeah, see, that's the thing he realizes is he's got himself in a pickle now. His clients are going to be deposed, both of them. Yeah. Oh, you think that ain't coming? Wait till you see the other people that are going to be deposed in this. How crazy do you think it's going to get? See, whenever you want to defame somebody, think about that. Whenever you want to go accusing them of doing things that they never did, what happens? What happens whenever you go on the attack like this? This is what all these little hate groups have done. They have gone on the attack. You go on the attack, and then all of a sudden, whenever you get smacked down, ouch. Yeah, it's not going to get. Yeah, it's going to get super crazy. You think crazy is happening right now? No. Reminds me of a dumber version of Spanky. That's funny. No rule or authority was cited in striking the motions. Doesn't need to. And actually, if I'm not mistaken, every single rule that the judge put in there, right here, there was no explanation why motion 117 was based on the plaintiff's counsel emails and cited the magistrate. That's not what he said. That's not what the judge said. What did the judge say? Why motion 117 doesn't matter. What were the orders? What were the orders? What did the judge say? What did the judge say? Judge said, I've had enough of the frivolous filings. You have filed over, and I believe at that time it was 117 pleadings, and you haven't completed discovery. 117 pleadings. You have not completed discovery. This is unheard of, and I'm putting my foot down. That's what the judge said. And I have a feeling because this is for his little POLYFLOP so he can get his little Cankle twins a little bit more content is why he decided to follow it. Yeah. Because for him, it's about getting eyes on him. About his little mac and cheese. What does he have coming up in April? Oh, if I'm not mistaken, didn't he say in April he's got to be in front of another committee? They might be looking at his law license. Huh. I wonder if that comes with a fine. I guess that would be curious to know. What other complaint did he have filed against him? That would be the curious question. Was it part of the mac and cheese case? May 5th, he has to be in Massachusetts. But for what? What crazy? Crazy about Mercury. Wonder what it's all about. Why does he have to be there? I guess that is a question. Did he do something? Did another person complain? Did somebody else complain? Why is he having to go in front of the Judiciary Committee again? Could he have sent more emails? Maybe it was the email he sent to me that got responded to and those judges included on it. Who knows? No rule or authority was cited in striking the motions. Each involved a separate and distinct issue and sought separate relief in the form of attorney's fees. That's not what the judge said. Judge said, you're coming here. I'm done with your ridiculous pleadings. The orders are a triple whammy on the underside. No. No, the order from the judge was calm down. Stop filing ridiculous garbage. Hey, traveling fools. Yo, 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 yo. Yeah, mac and cheese case. That's what it's all about. Yo, 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 yo. Oh, Bubbles should be in law books as a study on how not to practice law, or see Bubbles do everything opposite of his actions, but kind of serious. That would be interesting. No, he's got himself in this pickle because the judge said stop filing ridiculous things. He said it multiple times. He brought it up during the deposition. Whenever he had him there. Why would the judge bring them there? Because clearly they couldn't handle a Zoom hearing, deposition. They couldn't behave. The judge saw what was going on, read the transcript, said, okay, both sides are at fault. I'm taking control. Again. And that's what he's doing here. He's taking control again. Final ODC hearing, looking at loss of bar. Well, it could be. I would like to see the write up on that because I do have one from last year, May 2024. There was one, so that means that there would be another one coming up. This would be a second one. Could be. I don't know. I'd like to see what they have to say. So the judge says stop filing stupid crap. So BBB files what? 3, 4 new filings? No, more than that. It was definitely like 3 or 4. Could have been more than that. And he hasn't stopped because he just filed this. I mean, the judge is going to have issues with it. Megan showed it. Okay. It might have been the one that I sent to her. I'll probably get it from her later. I just want to see it because it's always crazy. Off the wall question, Shizzy. Are you getting ill or is it allergies? It's neither. I'm on a different microphone, and so I'm talking a little bit softer. I'm trying not to talk as loud as I normally do because this microphone is really hot. So that's why. That's all. No allergies. It's just trying to talk a little bit softer. Yeah, he filed again tonight. That's what we're reading. Unless he filed another one after this one. It's crazy. Magistrate's prior threat to arrest on counsel on December 19th. Undersigned's fear of being arrested on April 3rd stems from the magistrate having previously threatened to arrest him on December 19th. prior to a 2-hour live re-deposition. Well, it wasn't a re-deposition, it was a continued deposition. He was only giving you 3 hours to complete that. To occur in Pensacola after remote deposition was terminated due to plaintiff's and his counsel's conduct, which would be incorrect. The judge even said so. The judge said due to the plaintiff. He blamed both counsels. It wasn't due to the plaintiff and his counsel. It was Bubbles that was causing problems. We have the deposition. We read what Bubbles was saying, and the plaintiff would answer the question, and you would ask the same question, therefore antagonizing him instead of moving on. You would ask the same question, hoping for a different outcome. And if you look at what the judge said and ordered them there, he was like, it was inappropriate for both counsels. Their behavior was egregious enough that I'm bringing them both here. So be here on this date and we will continue the deposition. Bring Jeremy. Do we need to read it again? I think we need to read that again. I think we should pull that particular one up. Document 43. Oh, let's see if we've got it here. Open the file location. Open the file location. Let's see if we've got it here. Let's see. Document 43, where the judge made his order. Let's see. Is he saying it was Doc 43? Well, here's Doc 43. The border matters before the court's on defendant's motion for order to comply with subpoena disposition auto. That motion, blah, blah, blah. Defendant's motion was unsupported by the transcript court. Let's see what it says. The court viewed no reason to require the court reporter to release her backup audio file according to defendant's motion. Blah, blah, blah. What transcript reveals. What does it say right here? The only person who behaved appropriately during the deposition was the court reporter. Interesting. Interesting that he says, oh, it was only the court reporter. What does it say? He's saying it was terminated due to plaintiff and his counsel's conduct. I'm sure that what the judge said, the only person who behaved was the court reporter. Interesting. The behavior of counsel for both parties as well as the plaintiff was improper. Yes, that's what the judge said. In his reception area on December 19th, magistrate said to the undersigned, the plaintiff's counsel, and the plaintiff, well, how does this happen here? What did he say to the plaintiff's counsel and the plaintiff? He said, I'm warning you, I have the power of contempt, and I will not hesitate to use it by calling in the marshal and having you arrested, placed in handcuffs, and brought to jail if you do not behave. So what is he saying? Is he saying that he's not planning on behaving during this next, whenever the court calls him in? Is that what he's implying? That he's not going to behave? He repeated the threat casually several times before the deposition commenced. Were you misbehaving? Were you asking for handcuffs, Bubbles? Maybe that's what it was. You felt that you were asking for handcuffs, and he was going to oblige. Good to see you, Tammy Bogart. Good to see you. Well, this threat was outrageous and unwarranted. Okay. I don't think it was, and based purportedly on magistrate's unjustified belief that undersigned's conduct in his own remote deposition of the plaintiff on December 2nd equated to that of the plaintiff and his counsels that led to the undersigned's termination of that deposition. What did the judge say? Judge says right here, what the transcript reveals is that the only person who behaved appropriately during the deposition was the court reporter. Now, he wasn't taking anyone's word for it. Transcript reveals. Really. So he's saying that the magistrate's unjustified belief that undersigned's conduct? Really? He says, I don't think so. He drew this false equivalency even though plaintiff's counsel hadn't sought an order or even asserted in the filing the undersigned had acted inappropriately. Because the plaintiff's counsel hadn't needed to. Plaintiff's counsel doesn't have to. All that he had to do, yeah, we got an open letter. All he had to do, right here, transcript. Judge read the transcript. He says the only person that behaved was the court reporter. You realize that the judge is the referee in all of this. Don't make him referee. Play a clean game. You didn't play a clean game. Magistrate's false equivalency. Judge, you're wrong. Judge, you're wrong. The magistrate's false equivalency of the undersigned with the plaintiff and his counsel was employed sua sponte, evidently to justify ordering a live deposition in his courtroom. The judge would have preferred not to. You couldn't behave. Oh, did he make another filing tonight? Oh, wow. Well, that would go to figure. I'll have to check it out if I see it. I'm reading the one that he filed today. So if he filed another one tonight, well, good on him. And if you're talking about the second case, then yes, he did file something tonight, which means that I will be going over it later. Shizzy, you have everything. I thought so, Max. Thank you, Max. I appreciate you. Oh, yeah. So although the underside terminated the December 2nd remote deposition to seek an order based on plaintiff's and his counsel's conduct. No, this was your conduct. It was all attorneys. The only person that behaved, again, was the court reporter. The magistrate's arrested threat was broadcast by the plaintiff for sensational profit-generating YouTube. That has nothing to do with it. What did the judge tell you? Behave, or I'll have you arrested. Hey, Mo, holy crap, where do these people get the energy to mega douche noozles? Well, you wouldn't believe where they come from. You just wouldn't believe it. Yeah, the douche noozle is really heavy with this one. He can't help it. Order 118 has led a storyline on the plaintiff's YouTube channel and others profiting from the content generated by this litigation. It doesn't matter. Deuce Foreskin is likely to be arrested in jail. Doesn't matter. Did he say he was going to arrest you? What did he say he was going to arrest you for? He told you he would arrest you if you can't behave. Don't make me go down that road. If you think in showing up to this court case, showing up to this hearing that the judge set, if you think that you're going to misbehave, then you should have fear of being arrested. So don't misbehave. Really easy. Hey, how's it going, Mo? Mo in the deep end. Make sure you guys show her some love. Mo, I got a feeling Bruce will have fuzzy cuffs on real soon. Well, probably, strapped and have this something about licking boots or something. I don't know. Equally unsettling at the time following December 19th live deposition, the magistrate still on the bench threatened to order you two to go out to lunch together in an attempt to insult lawyers of plaintiff's counsel and undersigns experience. Well, when the undersigned explained he had a return flight to make, the magistrate suggested ordering having it rescheduled. But after a short period of visible dismay on the underside's part, because he doesn't understand what it means to reschedule this, stated he would allow you to make it. The undersigned felt intimidated. Oh, so scared. I'm so scared. Because Shockett's a much bigger Jewish man than me. Oh, I'm so scared. considering the magistrate's prior threat of arrest and arbitrary orders disproportionately burdensome. No, they're not arbitrary. They were not disproportionately burdensome. Bruce, you are an attorney that came on pro hoc vice to a case. You sought out this person. You went after this person. You emailed this person. You contacted this person and offered your assistance for free. You know why attorneys do this is because they feel that there's something unjust being done. How many times did you say that? I felt like she was getting a raw end of the deal. She was getting the shaft and she needed someone to stand up for her. Well, you've done a piss poor job at that. You've done a piss poor job at standing up for your client. What you've done is you turned yourself into the client. You've taken it too personal. You've taken it too far. You've taken it hard and deep. And you're about to find out exactly how hard and deep that goes. Summary of the claims in this case. The plaintiff is a public figure, a YouTube celebrity with a current YouTube subscription fan base of over 700,000 people across the world. Yes. And your little group has ruined his business. Attorney like Lionel Hutz was an attorney. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. This guy is a mess. Giggity. In other words, BBB, yeah, effed up. Yes, multiple times. Despite knowing the falsity of their statements, Preston could use their defamatory statements to persuade Hale's customers. Okay. We know all of this. So all he's doing is rehashing the entire case. That's what it is. This is just him. This is something that needs to be pled in the case. This right here has nothing to do with it. Doesn't matter. Oh, all this crap. Okay. So he wants to say the extortion claims and allegations of online posts were, oh, well, those weren't good. The admissions during his December 19th live deposition lawsuit. This has nothing to do with it. So all of this that he's filed, and I've read down through it, all of this garbage that he's filed, all that he's put up here, every single bit of it, does nothing. Does absolutely nothing. I have a feeling that the judge is going to tell him, you will be here. You will be here. If you're not here, then yes, you will be arrested. If you come here and you misbehave, yeah, you'll be arrested. So who thinks he's still going to show up? Show of hands. Who thinks that Bubbles will actually still show up? Or do you think he will fail to show and the judge will have to sanction him for this, remove him for his pro hoc vice status as he goes into another lawsuit? And there's a reason why he's doing it, and you can see it coming a mile away why he's doing this, because he will say, well, the judge is prejudiced against me. And the judge will say it's not prejudice whenever you're ordered to show up to a hearing and you don't show up. That's not prejudiced, because you would have to provide proof of prejudice. And the judge is not going to be happy with this. Matter of fact, he's probably hoping the judge does remove him from it so he can do this. And it's not going to work. And it's not going to work. You can request dismissal, and the judge can deny it. The judge can say, nope. Next. That's what it's going to turn into. You can see it coming. I hope he doesn't show. Well, I don't know. I couldn't tell you. He's not going to show up. I hope he doesn't show a warrant for his arrest with a sanction, maybe. Oh no, that becomes. See, you don't mess with a federal judge like that, because that becomes a federal bench warrant. That's whenever the that goes beyond just having, your local police showing up and knocking on your door. That comes with much higher ups. And every single penny that's spent on that, yeah, you get sanctioned for that, because those guys don't work for free. He's using his daughter's man practice for an excuse. No, that ain't going to work. That won't work either. Don't know, but the feds will track down Tiny Bubbles, and then he's royally flushed. Well, yeah, federal marshal. Oh, you'd be federal marshal. Could be the FBI shows up on his door. I mean, if they think that there's something going on, yeah, typical victim mentality. In a footnote, doesn't matter. So he's trying to plead the entire case right here. Motion and terse denial 6 weeks later after show cause order, doesn't matter. And the judge, of course, will have to waste his time reading this. What do you think the judge is going to say after reading this? Maybe just read my open letter to him. What do you think? What do you think that he'll do? You think he'll read my open letter to him? That's what I would do if I was the judge. I would read my open letter to the judge, or to Bubbles. I would read that thing to him. You want to hear it? I know you guys want to hear it. I know you're feeling it coming. I got to put on the helmet though first. Give me a second. Let me get my helmet on. Let me get my helmet on. There we go. Not quite as great, but I do have the helmet. All right. Let's get this thing going. Oh, yeah. The world's first legal filing authored in crayon. Dear Bubbles, wow. Just wow. I thought this was April's Fool's Day joke, but the second joke I've heard today is about you. You really outdid yourself with the last filing. Oh, yes, you did. You really, let me upsize this a little bit, just make it bigger. You really outdid yourself with the last filing. This is not a motion, not even a legal argument, but a desperate, rambling, fears, sweat, soaked journal entry written by a man who just realized he's not built for this. Lord, it's a 23-page tantrum, a paranoid-packed novella, an accidental autobiography of the self-inflicted wounds. If filings had a scent, this one would reek of flop sweat and stale ego. It's a filing so frantic, so absurd, so untethered from reality that I had to check 3 times to confirm it wasn't satire from the Onion's legal desk. Let's not sugarcoat it. What you submitted to the court is written equivalent of someone setting their own pants on fire and demanding that the fire department arrest the guy holding the marshmallows. Your motions to vacate the consent magistrate under 28 reads like a hostage note from a man being held captive by his own bad decisions. You cite extraordinary circumstances. Oh, but let's be honest. The only extraordinary circumstances thing here is your unrelenting talent for digging deeper every time someone hands you a shovel. You claim to be scared of being arrested by the magistrate because he, made you show up in person to defend your endless clownery? Newsflash, Bruce. The only cuffs waiting for you are procedural. They're self-inflicted. You've turned courtroom scheduling into hostage negotiation and courtroom rules into optional suggestions. Let's get one thing straight. You're not afraid of cuffs. You're afraid of accountability. Your motion isn't grounded in law, it's dripping in desperation. You finally realize that you're way out of your depth, and now you're flailing like a toddler who just realized the deep end isn't for floaties. You were happy to swagger into federal court with YouTube bait bravado right up until the judge stopped tolerating your procedural cosplay. You're not a political prisoner, Bruce. You're just a guy with a broadband connection and no brakes. And no, people are laughing at your unequivocal public implosion on YouTube doesn't qualify as a civil rights violation. Now you want out because things got too real? Because someone actually said, bring your checkbook. You're not under siege. You are under review. Your entire 23-page meltdown reads like it was written at 3 a.m. after watching one too many conspiracy documentaries. You cited YouTube nicknames as justification for judicial reassignment. You made live stream chatter the centerpiece of your legal argument. And you actually included a quote from Hales talking about the cost of litigation like it was a war crime. Buddy, that's not how lawsuits work. Sorry if that wasn't covered in your continuing legal education seminar and courtroom emojis and passive-aggressive emails. You're not being targeted. You're just being noticed. And when a real judge with real authority sees your legal clown car crashing into the same rule book over and over again, that's not harassment. That's gravity. You really are out here whining about POLYFLOP like it's an acronym of mass destruction. It's not. It's just your own made up bullshit that finally boomeranged back in your face. And now you're asking the court to give you special treatment because the internet is being mean to you. Grow up. You're not the victim here, Bruce. You're just the guy who thought federal court was a stage for your improv routine until the curtain dropped and reality showed up wearing a robe and holding sanctions. You tried to paint Judge Bolitho as some out-of-control tyrant for daring to apply the federal rules of civil procedure to your circus. But let's be honest. You're not running from injustice. You're running from a spotlight that finally caught up with you. You wrote 23 pages accusing a YouTuber of making things public by responding to your own public filings. You call it a circus, but Bubbles, you're the one who keeps showing up in full makeup and floppy shoes, honking your horn every time you hit submit on CM and CF. Let's be real. The whole filing is not about fear. It's not about safety. It's about control. You lost it, and you know it, and now you're begging for a reset. So no, I don't believe for 1 second that you're genuinely afraid. I believe you're humiliated. I believe you know you're exposed, and I believe deep down you know this is the end of the road. You want to vacate consent? Too late. You already signed the waiver when you turned a defamation case into a legal sitcom. Now the audience wants a finale. You filed 4 duplicative fees motions. You got smacked by the judge for wasting the court's time. You didn't like getting called out. You fear YouTube viewers are laughing at you. You're mad your calendar might get rearranged. This isn't To Kill a Mockingbird. This is Clerks 3. The briefs are coming from inside the courtroom. Your own emails are your exhibit A. Again, you're mad the judge won't buy your bullshit defense that calling opposing counsel endlessly ridiculous and coining the term polymop, calling him a scumbag or normal attorney behavior. Let me be crystal clear. If you need a glossary to explain your courtroom slang, maybe, just maybe, that slang doesn't belong in federal litigation. Also, please, for the love of God, stop saying polymop like it's a real thing. You sound like a toddler who insists boogernomics is an economic theory. It's not. I mean, you actually quoted Hale saying lawsuits can be used to drain money. You treat it like a confession to a war crime. Bruce, If you're just now realizing litigation is expensive and adversarial, I got news. The rest of us figured that out before we passed LSAT. You quoting it like in bold, like it's some Zamperter film, doesn't suddenly make you a martyr. You paint yourself to be a persecuted saint, a noble litigator representing poor, downtrodden YouTube villains pro bono, all while being hunted by a judge, a mob of viewers. In reality, it's, son, I would feel sorry for you if it wasn't such a desperate, transparent attempt to sidestep the consequences of your own bad conduct. You're not chill, Bruce. You're just cornered. You think Judge Bolitho's orders are rage-filled? No, sir. What you're feeling is consequence. The court isn't mad. It's just tired of the bubbles show. The only thing more inevitable than your filings is the need to strike them. Yes, the court said bring your checkbook. You know what that is? A hint, a neon-lit highway-sized warning sign that you couldn't miss anywhere on this planet, that sanctions are not just possible, they're pending. And if you're truly afraid of paying fines, maybe stop using the federal court like it's your own personal theater of grievance, because when the judge tells you to bring your checkbook, it means he's seen enough. He's done playing referee between two attorneys behaving like toddlers in an imposing law firm themed TikTok channels. And you, sir, are the one smearing crayon on Rule 11 coloring book. This isn't defamation. This isn't extortion. This is your own motion becoming Exhibit A for why you should be within 500 feet of a federal docket. So let me make it simple. You wanted to jump into the big leagues. You called for the spotlight. You filed every look at me motion you could think of. And now the court finally turns to you and says, explain yourself. You flinch. You scream bias. You ask for a lifeline. That's not legal strategy. That's man realizing his costume doesn't come with armor. You're not scared of YouTube mobs. You're scared of a courtroom that doesn't let you bluff. You're scared of being forced to answer for your own words, your own conduct, and your own filings. You asked the court to relieve you from the magistrate's authority on grounds that your feelings are hurt, your calendar's full, and your opponent is too good at YouTube. That's not a motion. That's a diary entry. All you're missing is Dear Journal. Today, the mean judge made me follow the frickin' rules. So here's the deal, Bruce. You wanted to play lawyer on the big stage. You wanted the spotlight. Now as the curtain closes, the 6th page, you realize that accountability isn't a plot twist. It's Act 3. April 3rd is coming. You can't motion your way out of the mirror. Sincerely, Shizzy Wisdom, Chief Counsel of Velcro Shoes Law, trademarked passenger of the short bus of justice, not a lawyer, just better than this than you. Broadcasting to 700,000 people who still haven't filed 4 redundant fee motions in a single day. I hope you guys enjoyed that. That is so much fun. Time to take off that helmet, put back on the wonderful, the honey badger face. There you go. Is that better? Is that better? Sorry, I couldn't handle it. Thank you. Thank you so much. My Lord Almighty. I couldn't believe it whenever I said all see and all that. I am looking at, got my degree at 2004 Cracker Jack box from Red Sox game. That's funny. That's funny. No, it would have been earlier than that. It would have been 27 years ago. Thank you. No, he has been a practicing lawyer for 27 years. If you don't think he doesn't know what he's doing, if he clearly thinks that he doesn't know what he's doing, then why in the F is he practicing law? if he doesn't know that the judge will only arrest him if he misbehaves, he doesn't have a bench warrant out. It's not like the judge can just slap him in jail for no reason. Unless he plans on coming down to Florida and misbehaving. That would be the only reason. Oh, my flight has been missed. The judge gave you a date to do it. He gave you a time. He gave you a date. He told you to be here. Get yourself a rental car. Get your ass here. We're going to have a conference in my office. I'm not doing this over the phone because it will be on the record. What do you think? The judge wants to make sure this is all on the record. Doesn't mean that he's going to enter it into evidence, but he wants to have it on the record. Why do you think the judge wants to have it on the record? Oh, could it be because he knows that, especially if you look at this filing, that that's nothing that the judge said? The judge made it clear that it was a plaintiff, and it was plaintiff's counsel, and it was everybody except for the court reporter that was behaving in that deposition. And that's why he called them all to Pensacola. Isn't it weird? That the judge told him exactly why he wanted him there, and Bruce lied in emotion. All the more reason to have him there in Pensacola. All the more reason. Crazy days. Crazy day. He won't go because he knows he can't keep it together. I don't know. That would be up to him. My suggestion, if I were his attorney, would be, dude, show the hell up. Shut the hell up. Listen to what the judge says and stop playing around. If I see POLYFLOP one more time in one of your pleadings, I'm going to take it that you don't understand what I've told you. And I will sanction you for every time I see it hereafter. Anytime I see a frivolous, ridiculous pleading, and you know what a frivolous and ridiculous pleading is, you've been practicing for 27 years. Anytime I see one in here, I'm going to sanction you. And you'll do that to both people. That's what the judge will tell them. I hope that's what the judge will tell. Say, hey, if you file anything ridiculous, it's something that's not normal, I will sanction you. If you want to bring in if you're asking someone to be there and they're not there, if you guys are not conferring over emails, I'm going to call you. I'm going to sanction both of you. You don't do all of the rules that I've laid forth according to civil procedures. Oh, buddy, just play with me. Just play with me. See what the judge does. Take a car and drive to Florida. 21 hours. Doesn't matter. Judge already told him the flight from his town to Florida is the same. So if he's not in the car by now and he's saying, oh, I couldn't get a flight, doesn't matter. Judge is not taking anything for an excuse. Not taking a single thing for an excuse. He's had plenty of time to make those plans. Get down here immediately. You will be up here, Shockett. I'm not playing. I'm done. Oh, yeah. Well, I know it's been a shorter stream tonight, but I am absolutely exhausted. I've had a very long day. This will be my second stream of the day, or third. Did I do a stream this morning? Yeah, I did one this morning. I thought I did this morning. Yeah. Didn't I? Pretty positive I did. I don't know. Time is but a social construct. Yes. Well, I know I did one outside, and that was this afternoon. It was later this morning or yesterday morning. I don't know. What day is this? April Fools. I know what day it is. Jeez, I keep messing with you guys. It's still April Fools, and I can still get you. This is awesome. You guys are the greatest. I think it's so ridiculous. It's funny. It should be. It should be. It should be absolutely funny. You need some sleep, Shizzy. Yes, I do actually need to get some sleep. I have a long day in front of me tomorrow. I'm meeting some very, 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 very important people tomorrow that I need to be on top of my game for. Keep my brain straight. You actually sound quite tired. You did a walking stream. Get some rest. It wasn't that far. It was only like 8 miles. That's it. Something like that. It wasn't very far. It was like 8 miles in one park. I mean, come on. It was like an hour and a half. How far can you walk in an hour and a half? Oh, I did it. Yes, you've done 2. This is number 3. I know. It's April Fools. I'm messing with you guys. Like I've totally forgotten. No, I won't be doing a stream tomorrow morning because I do have a meeting, like I said, with somebody very important tomorrow morning at 7:30. And so I will be getting a few hours of sleep and then going and having this wonderful meeting. And it has nothing to do with YouTube. So don't get all upset or uptight. It's all good. It's all safe. It's just 3D world meeting with people. It's going to be a good time. And I want everybody to remember one thing. This is April Fool's Day. And the only fool we saw was one person. And yes, of course, there is another thing out there that the judge ruled on today. Well, did not rule on today, but Bruce did have another filing, so I'll hit this at the very end. He said that he did confer with Randy. Randy only gave him 10 days extension, so he filed for an extension in the second federal case. Yeah, it's one of those kinds of things. Everybody have a wonderful day, and of course, yeah, I got to go meet with people tomorrow. Such strange characters. What we ever do without them? I don't know, but I don't want to find out because I like people too much. Peace, y'all. Have a wonderful evening. See you very, very.
Oh, you thought I was done, bless your heart, but I'm still living rent-free, it's a work of art. Call me daddy, call me nut, call me the goat. You're paddling upstream while I'm running this boat. You say, I don't care, yet you're glued to the screen. Caught up in my glow while you stay unseen. Your shade's like a breeze, it's barely a draft. Meanwhile, I'm the Picasso of roasting your ass. You say you're over me, oh how cute, but here I am, still the star of your loop. You're my biggest fans, don't even deny. So grab some popcorn when daddy goes live. Live. Call me daddy, yeah, shout it loud. King of your thoughts, I'm making you proud. Papa Nut, Shizzy Daddy, headline act. Your background noise, and that's just a fact. Let's face the score. You hate that you love me, but you keep wanting more. You're like a dog chasing cars, you don't know why. But here you are, barking while I touch the sky. Your comments are gold, such comedy gold. Who hurt you? Oh wait, it's me, I'm told. You're keeping tabs like an unpaid intern while I'm cashing checks. When will you learn? Your timeline's a shrine to every move I make. I'd say thanks, but you're a nasty skank. Oh, Shizzy's washed up. Yeah, sure, Jan, yet here I am, the centerpiece of your plan. You hate watch my stream like it's Oscar night, but guess what, kiddos? I'm still shining bright. Call me daddy. Send in your bread, I'm still rent-free in your effing head. Papa Nut, Shizzy Daddy on your brain. I'm your mental landlord, you can't complain. Let's keep it real. You hate that I'm winning, but you love how it feels. Oh, I'm sorry, did I break your streak? You tried to ignore me for like half a week, but daddy's too spicy, you can't look away. I'm the train wreck you need every single day. So while you're out there with your plastic clout, I'm here sipping coffee watching you freak out. You're irrelevant, wow, what a take. Now go rewatch my vids while I count how much I make. I count how much I make. Call me daddy, yeah, own it now. brain and you don't know how. Papa Nut, Shizzy Daddy, let's set the bar. I'm the constellation, you're a burned out star. Embrace your role, cause I'm the main character. You're just an old ragged ass, burned out troll. So that's your bedtime story, kids tucked in sweet and snug. Shizzy Daddy's forever, you lose and you're stuck in the mud. Now say goodnight to Papa Nut, your mental pain. Oh wait, you will see me tomorrow's agenda, will see me tomorrow. Same obsession, same effing thing.